Hey guys, how's it going? Welcome back to the second episode of the KSP tutorial series. And today we'll be building some rockets. Yes sir, or at the very least attempting to. So gonna be keeping it simple, as always, nice and basic, just the way I like it. So let's start off with the first part that we need. What do we need for a rocket? Well, we need something to control it with. Oh man, I'm gonna sound like such an asshole. I feel like I'm all entitled and stuff, like I know what I'm talking about and all that, so I hope you guys don't think I'm making fun of you by trying to keep it super simple. I'm gonna try to at least not sound like I'm talking to a bunch of children. Man, that just makes me sound like a dick. Anyways, let's get into this. So, what we need for a rocket? Well, we need something to control it from. And we have a few options here. They're all in the pod section. So we can do some landers. We have options for a space plane, which you can always use these for rockets as well. I don't really know what you would, but you can. Then you have slightly larger capsules. Another one-man capsule. I kind of wish they would organize these a little better. And anyway, then you have the unmanned probes right at the bottom here. So we'll just start off with something very basic, one-man command pod. Bam, nothing special there. So you need that, and this basically means that there will be a Kerbal inside here controlling your ship, which means you will also have a lot better control. Well, I'm just checking here. Did they change the torque? Huh. Because it used to have more torque with the manned capsules, which basically means that you can roll around and do more things, like you have more control over it. But it looks like the torque on the unmanned probes is the same now. I wonder if I'm going crazy or what. Anyways, whatever, it doesn't really matter. So this rocket is, we're going to be trying to get suborbital. We're not going to try to go for an orbit in this episode. We'll probably do that next time. But we're just going to try to go for suborbital and try to make it back down to the ground, safe and sound. So what does that mean? Well, that means we need a parachute. Now, if you might remember, parachutes are under utility. And for parachutes, you have 4 different options. So we have this guy. So you can see, this guy is a little bit big. We have that one, which is also fairly big. Actually, this will be a better angle for you. There we go. We have the Radial Parachute, which I'll just flip over like so you can see it a little better. There we go. And then you have the small parachute. So yes, those are... Why is that like attached to nothingness? Yeah, that's weird. These are all, like, when they're transparent like that, when not transparent, see-through, that means that they're not attached to anything. When they're solid, it means they're attached. I don't know. Whatever, it doesn't matter. So yeah, basically you have two sizes. For pretty much everything in this game, there are 2 sizes. There's the 1 meter size. I think it's 1 meter for the diameter, like across. I think it's a meter. And then you have the 3 meter pieces. So this probe, for example, is a 1 meter piece. This one is a 3 meter piece. Just try to get it. Okay, I can't really get it closer so you can see it, but just trust me on that. So these are for 3 meter parts. And also this parachute, this is the Drogue Parachute. Basically what this means is it'll open up at a higher altitude in the atmosphere, and it has less drag, but it'll basically help to slow you down a little earlier. So it is the same size as the rest of the 3 meter parts. Keep that in mind. I don't think you'll ever need one on a 1 meter size craft. Anyways, so yeah, then we have the other parachute. That's the actual parachute for the 3 meter. Then the radial ones. Radial ones are pretty cool. You can pretty much toss them on anything. But I'll just throw this little guy on top here. So bam, we got a parachute. Next, what do we need next? Well, we need some better control. I mean, before we get into engines and all that, we need to worry about control. This is just the way I build my ships. I always start off with the pod and then make sure I have SAS and at least a parachute or something on there. Make sure I get the very basics down. So we need an SAS module. And again, we have different sizes. There's the advanced SAS. You have the 1 meter, 3 meter, obviously too big. Then you have the avionics package, which is for space planes. I think it has... doesn't tell you. No, it doesn't tell you like how much control it gives you or anything like that. Then you also have the normal SAS module. Now the difference between the two is I'm not 100% certain on this, but obviously the advanced SAS gives you more control over all. I'm pretty sure the SAS does not stop you from rotating. Or it might be it stops you from rotating, but it doesn't, or it helps you with rotating issues, but it doesn't do anything when you're translating. So if I'm trying to move up, down, left, right, like just think of this in space, like there's an object. If, say I'm trying to head towards that thing, I'm trying to go either up, down, left, or right. If I only have the SAS module on, I will, if I push up, I'm gonna start rotating as well. It sounds kind of difficult, and it is a little bit difficult to wrap your head around, but until you actually do it yourself, and then you can figure it out. I pretty much always use the advanced SAS. It's a little heavier, but you know, it does the job. Okay, yeah, so it tells you right there, the SAS just stops you from spinning around, so it stops rotation, but when you're translating or anything, it doesn't stop that. Like, it won't keep you perfectly stable like this will. So we'll toss that guy on. And, well, this is pretty much... Actually, no. This is pretty much what's gonna land. So what that means is we're gonna have to detach the rest of the ship. Whatever else is gonna be underneath us is gonna have to go bye-bye. And for that, we need decouplers. So decouplers, there are several options. You have these stack decouplers here. There's one, there's another one. So 3 meter, 1 meter. And you have alternate versions of those. I don't really get what the point of these is. I mean, it's heavier, and it has the exact same decoupler force. So I don't really get it. Maybe because it looks cooler? I don't know. Anyways, so those are those ones. I could swear there was another big one. Guess not. Anyways, so you have those parts. What else do we got? We have the really small ones. I wish there was a better way of comparing these sizes. So you have the really small one, and I think, yeah, there's another really small one there. Again, don't know why there's two of these. They're almost identical. And then you have, there's the other big one. So you have another one of these. I guess these are thinner. Not really. I don't freaking know. Whatever. So yeah, so you have stack decouplers, then you have radial decouplers, which are basically you attach them to the side of something. There we go. So we have those guys. They have different forces. I believe those are actually significantly different. Yeah, so these are worth looking into, depending on what you're building. Use the right ones, or, you know, don't. I generally use these ones, because they're pretty much right in between the other two in terms of weight and decoupler force and all that. But, you know, depending on your uses. So let's just get rid of all this crap. Get it off my screen. And we will be using... Let's use this one. That's the one I always use. Okay, so now we have a decoupler on there. And perfect. Perfect. Alright, well, what's next? There's not much left, basically. Like, if you just want to get suborbital, you just want to get up into space and not actually make an orbit, well, this should pretty much do it. So you put a couple of fuel tanks on there, and one of these bad boys. Is that the one? Yeah, there we go. So yeah, there we go. That is your very basic rocket right there. And again, I guess I can go over all these parts real quick. So we have two sizes again of tanks, fuel tanks. So 1 meter part and 3 meter part. Pretty huge difference. And then 3 meter part and 1 meter part. Like these are the, I guess, the versions, but for the different sizes. So one tank and one tank. And then we have 1 meter and 3 meter. So yeah, you can see there's a pretty big difference. And again, this is just a matter of depending on what kind of a vehicle you have, how much weight and all that. And then as for the engines, we have, again, 3 meter part, 1 meter part. That's going to become a very common theme. Obviously, bigger engines are heavier, but they produce more power. Smaller engines will be a lot weaker, but they're generally better if you have lighter craft like this. And then there's another thing I did want to talk about engines, which is very important. If you look at this one, for example, where's the... Am I blind? Did they remove it? What the frig? Okay, so anyways, these two engines, for example, this one has no gimbling control, which basically means gimbling is the little engine moving as you're going up or sideways or whatever. As you're moving, the gimbling engine moves around and it trying to keep you stable. So the bigger one has... Oh, actually, I think the bigger one doesn't have gimbling. Yeah, because it used to say it on here. Unless I'm missing it completely. Anyway, yeah, one of them has gimbling, the other one doesn't. So if you want more control, put the one with gimbling on. If you want... Yeah, that's the way it was. So if you want more control, you put the one with gimbling. If you want more power, use the one without gimbling. And you basically have to end up doing something like this. So we'll put some winglets on there just for some little aerodynamic support. And there we go. There's pretty much our very basic spacecraft. So we have engine, 2 fuel tanks, SAS, decoupler, command pod, and parachute. So now let's talk about these things on the side here. I did mention them in the first tutorial episode. These are basically your stages. So first stage, we have the engine firing. Alright, and to activate a stage, you hit spacebar. So, yep, as soon as we go off the launch pad, we'll hit spacebar. The ship will move up. Once the fuel's all gone, we'll hit spacebar again. And then that's this, it's the decoupler. It's real handy, you can hover over them and it'll highlight whatever part you're selecting. So then we hit that, and then this will detach. And then when we get close to the ground again, we'll hit spacebar again. And we'll have our parachute go off. So let us do this then, shall we? We'll see how this flight goes. Should be able to make it up into space. Definitely will not be able to make orbit with this craft. Or actually, we might be able to. I can't remember if I have before or not. Alright, we got Bob Kerman in the cockpit there, with his amazing view of nothing. And alright. So if you hit T, that activates your SAS. It toggles it on. If you hit F, it's like a temporary toggle. What the hell's the word for it? I guess it's just, yeah, you hit it and it happens. So basically you can use that if you're trying to do minor adjustments, and then you use that if you want to be kept on course. And alternatively, you can also keep it toggled on and then hit F while you're doing that, so the default is on. Anyways, let us accelerate. So you hit shift and that controls your throttle, as you can see on the bottom here. If you hit X, it cuts your throttle completely. I don't think there's actually a button to go to max throttle right away, which kind of sucks. I wish there was. Anyway, throttle up 100% and spacebar. Alright. And we're going up. Up, up, up. Nice and straight. We don't even... These little winglets are barely doing anything. So yeah, you can see this is a very stable craft. It'll do its thing, but you know, it's not going to get very far. You've got your fuel down here. You can also hit up the resources tab here, which is really cool actually, and hover over these things. Tells you how much you have left in the tanks and your electric charge and all that. So yeah, that's a handy little tool to have. I don't want to talk too much about what's on the screen at the moment because I don't want to overwhelm people. I mean, this episode is just about building a rocket. It's not about how to fly a rocket. So I'll go into that a little bit more later on. For now, let's just time warp. What happened to my... Why is Alt... Huh. What the I had no idea. Apparently right Alt is same as Control, like it kills your throttle. Anyways, what I did, I just went into time warp, physical time warp. If you hold Alt and hit the, what are those called? Not square brackets. Triangle brackets. Jesus, what the hell are they called? Whatever. The things that look like alligators. I'm an idiot. If you hit that on your keyboard, like where the period and the comma is, it'll accelerate forward and back. So, yeah. That's what I did there, just to speed up time a little bit. As you can see, oh cool, so it does have this up here. Oh no, this is something else. Oh, what? That is badass. That is so handy. You did not have that before. Wicked. Just info about your craft. Nice. Nice. Good job, squad. You guys are freaking awesome. Alright, so anyway, there's our craft. Doing its thing, going up, 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 and around. Bam, we just hit spacebar, and the bottom part decoupled. Sexy. Alright, well, what's next? Next is crash landing. That's, oh yeah, whatever, I don't care about physics warp. Go, go, go! Man, this is gonna take forever. The ship is throttled up, sorry. Alright, well, we're going up, and coming back down. And are we... Oh no, the, Space Center's over here somewhere. Anyway, if I hit spacebar again, the parachute has deployed now. Once it hits the right point in the atmosphere... Oh, we got some atmospheric effects there, and you see the parachute going off. You can see that heating up. There we go. We're coming down. Got some Mach effects there as well. Hope this parachute doesn't get ripped off. The G-forces just shot up like crazy. Poor little Bobby Kerbal there had his eyeballs plastered on the back of his head. But that's alright. He's still alive so far. So we're dropping like crazy, but you know, we should be fine. I'm just going to speed up here, because I don't really want to wait for this. And we should be almost there. Come on, parachute. Should open up around 800. There we go, 600. And now we're going to gently float to the ground. So yeah, that is, well, your most basic rocket. That's about as basic as you can get. You could put less fuel on it and you wouldn't get up as high, but you would still most likely get to suborbital. So anyways, I will just leave you here with this image. Actually, you know what? I'll leave you with another image. I'll leave you with the image of Mr. Bobby over here going on EVA. Whee! Alright, so thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed, and holy crap, he's still alive. Is this... Oh, come on. Please fall on him. Where is it? Oh, I can't see it. Alright, whatever. I'm gonna leave it like this. I'll catch you guys in the next episode. Thanks again.